live.
Yay!
Hello, everyone!
Yay.
Hi.
Welcome to our stream.
Hi.
It has been 2 weeks since we had a very epic game.
And oh my god, so much has happened.
Oh my god, so much has happened.
Really weird with it.
Alright, so for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, I'm Sarah. I am the Dungeon Master for Dark Tidings campaign. We are an Extra Life charity stream. What Extra Life is a charity that helps out children's hospitals. You can donate through the link down below, and any donations will go to the Children's Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama.
Please give. As a frequenter of that hospital in particular, please give.
Yes.
It is an exceptional charity.
And in addition to helping sick kids, you also get to affect our gameplay through your Extra Life charity donations. The list of things you can do this way, is over here.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere up on the screen.
Yes, somewhere up on the screen. So we have a bunch of new characters joining us. Some of our characters died last game. Some of them have gone on to find Princessa, the missing familiar. Those of you who missed last stream, it was quite epic. Each character had to sacrifice something that was the most important to them, and they did so to raise what they believed was going to be a benevolent goddess who was going to help them end a war, and instead they woke up an evil goddess, and she killed half the party. Those she didn't kill either attacked her or joined her.
And she do.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And
those are the two options, right?
A deal was made, and she resurrected some of the party, and they decided to go questing for Grok's missing familiar Princessa. The only original campaign member we have left is Marlia over here. All by her lonesome. She has to recruit a new party. Bremlo and Coquin were introduced briefly last game at the end. Coquin is an elven bard? Half-elf bard. And Bremlo...
Goliath Tempest Cleric.
A Goliath Tempest Cleric. Yeah.
Still trying to convince everyone he's not evil.
I'm not evil.
I worship a god of destruction, but it's a good kind of destruction.
Worship is a strong word. We don't use that word. It's offensive.
It just made the not his sound.
We have an agreement.
Okay.
Alright, so without further ado, I will
We
let...
have not come into the game yet.
Yes, correct. I will let you guys introduce yourselves and your characters quickly, for those who are just now joining us for the first time, starting with Marlia.
Well, there's no,
Everybody.
Marlia. The thing is, you don't remember much, so,
Oh no.
yeah.
And she's going to be the
And
person with all the info.
the
Bribla's here.
tiefling rogue, and I remember being in Arabelle.
Oh no.
When shit started.
This is going to go well.
And that's pretty much it. I know we have to figure out what's going on and destroy
The thing.
The
Bay
bad guys.
Knights.
All the
Bay
bad
Knights.
guys.
I thought the Bay Knights were dead.
Yep.
All the Bay Knights are dead, so now where are we
Well-
just...
Thanks to marbles of destruction.
Yes. Marbles of
Seriously.
Destruction.
Is that an actual
Someone was
item in
singing
the
"You
book?
Got Caught Up in the Crossfire" as they're firing across him.
Marbles
Bandage
of
out.
Destruction!
Which they were still like strapping to a rock and then firing from a catapult.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Okay,
Maximum distance.
Coquin.
Oh. My character's name is Hug. My name is Chris. I'm a half-elf bard. I was just introduced to the game, like, for all of 2 minutes in the last game.
And started following us.
Well, actually, there's not been any following at this point in time. Last I was aware, I was just.
You were hanging out at the High Moon Inn.
And then all of a sudden, armies attacks. I follow these people to the
Battlements.
to the battlements and watch as they destroy thousands and thousands of people with rocks.
Wanton abandoned. And rocks.
And so yeah, at this point in time, I'm not sure what is going on here. I just play my lute.
To quote, "The moon is a harsh mistress. We'll throw rocks at them."
All right,
Nice. Yeah.
Bremlo.
Hi, my name is Heath, and I play Bremlo Hanegar, the Goliath Tempest Cleric, who was singing a Baudry song when they met him.
Yes.
After a short conversation, he decided that he would help out, where they found out that they kind of knew that the royalty that they were holding in the basement wasn't who she said she was,
Royalty.
but at the same time wasn't lying about who she said she was, so was convinced that she was who she said she was. A fight broke out, and I love a good fight, so to the battlements where I cast Call Lightning and Destructive Wave and just basically blasted the center of them. And then went back to drinking and having a good time.
You get a lightning bolt, and you get a lightning bolt.
It's more like everybody in this area
Gets a lightning bolt.
gets a lightning bolt.
Uh,
Bremlo is
Unique.
yeah, Bremlo is Bremlo. And that's all there is to it. There's none like it.
Rock friends.
Awesome. So we're going to assume that you guys have been in the High Moon Inn for a few days after the end of this battle. Just kind of decompressing, and of course everybody was going to be looting bodies and such. I did not have that loot list prepared, so we will get to that after the game. It's been a whirlwind of activity in Arabelle since the battle. People are coming from all the surrounding towns because everyone is hearing what happened with this army that attacked Arabelle and suddenly was wiped out. Everyone wants to know who did it and why and what happened and how. There's lots and lots of questions. The majority of the party responsible have left Arabelle, leaving Marlia as the only person who could answer any questions.
And I hate talking.
Yes, and she is not talking. So you guys have kind of stayed sequestered in the High Moon Inn just to avoid public spectacle. Construction is starting to take place again, and there is going to be a big celebration in town to celebrate the victory against the army that was approaching Arabelle. Some of the Purple Dragon army have come through the High Moon Inn, and most of them are just talking about how they can't believe it's already over, and they didn't even get to see any battle. Some of them are talking about the celebration and how Duchess Jessa is going to throw the biggest, most lavish party Arabelle has ever seen.
I look forward to it. Raise a glass.
It's gonna be the best party Arabelle has ever seen.
No. I don't know. It'll be the only party I've ever seen in Arabelle.
It may be the only party you've ever seen in Arabelle. We've seen many parties. This is going to be the best.
Clearly.
Well then, I have high standards and hopes for you all.
It'll be tomorrow. You should be there. All of you should be there.
Why wait for tomorrow? Let's get it off. It's a pre-gaming party.
I don't know what pre-gaming means, but yes! They join you for rounds. Xander and Rezik, what are you guys doing at this time?
We probably. Hey, you said it's been about 6 weeks since.
No,
since the big
it's been maybe a week.
a week. Okay,
Yeah,
so
like a few days, maybe a week.
Probably just arrived.
Yeah.
Just arrived. And I
Probably really disappointed that there's not a huge army
Yeah.
right outside.
yeah, like immediately showing up and
Well,
going.
there is, but they're all dead.
We can't get paid if they're already dead. Let's go to the bar. So I kick it on up into the tavern. Rezik is about a 5'1". He is completely wrapped in robes and kind of loose-fitting clothes over armor, and the only thing you really can see of him is maybe some yellow eyes. He's also got a bandolier full of knives and a scimitar in his hip.
Squeezing in the door behind him is a hulking figure, about 8'1", 350 pounds.
My character's 5'1" and probably 130.
Right. So like a good 2.5 heads taller than him, bending down to come in through the doorway is a huge imposing figure, wearing some sort of mail under a heavy cloak, gauntlets, full helmet with horns on it, and glowing red eyes like pinpricks of fire, like 2 torches in a cave.
Literally glowing eyes.
All right, you guys enter the High Moon Inn.
Oh, also, his armor is slightly smoking,
Slightly smoking.
as if there is a smoldering smoke slowly wafting
Like-
off of his
yeah.
armor.
Like embers underneath.
All the fire
Yeah.
alarms go off
Yeah.
and they evacuate
Yes.
the building.
And I go straight to the bar. A tankard or your strongest stuff for me, and a bucket for him.
Please.
Everyone is kind of on guard when you guys walk in.
Yeah, this is
This is sort of a high-end bar. Like,
I'm just walking straight to the bar.
yeah, the bartender's like, there are better bars for your class of folk.
I put 2 gold on the table.
But it's fine today. We're celebrating after all.
Pointing at a bar stool,
Sit if you want.
pulling out a bar stool, sitting on it, seeing if it holds my weight.
Creak.
Bringing out the tankard of ale for each of you.
I'm just glancing around the room. Is there anyone?
So you folks see these folk enter this bar.
Like his armor is smoking.
Yeah.
I immediately take my cloak off and run over, going with great concern, "You're on fire!" And I start trying to move the cloak over, like trying to put him out, like trying to smother the fire with him, which ends up being like wrapping him up. You're on, trying to pat him out.
This Goliath. And
He's like 8 feet tall, and you're like 8'1".
yeah.
So it's just these 2 massive forms, like.
These 2 giant dudes giving each other hugs.
Stop. But you're on fire, mate.
He's not on fire. It's just a thing.
You look familiar. You ever sailed before? Worked in the underdark. Worked in for some underbelly, some seedy individuals doing things that maybe others shouldn't have you been doing. No.
Who are you?
Oh, Brimlow Hanniger.
That's not...
Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Were you in the Lurkwood a few years back?
That depends on which side of that battle you were on.
So yes, probably.
Possibly.
You're
I've been here and there a time or two.
I think I remember you electrocuting someone.
No. I was definitely killing them, though. But he had it coming because they paid me and told me.
There was a lot of people that had it coming.
Sure.
I don't care.
He had it.
Wait, you telling me you were in the Lockwood at that time?
Yeah, I was stabbing people too.
You fellas with the chill.
Yeah,
And when I say the word, I kind of like lower my. It was a chill.
yeah.
Still,
Well,
They
not
were.
anymore.
No.
No, it was kind of a temporary kick.
It's all for the better then.
As long as you're making money, it's for the better, right?
Right. Sort of the same thing. They said, well, we can use your abilities and skills.
Were you with the chill?
No, well, as a temporary placement for something that they needed, yeah, I was with them. Only for a short period of time now.
They hire all kinds.
Pulling this horned helmet off of his head. Oh, okay. We were with the chill.
Don't say that too loudly.
Why?
Because there's other people here who might not take kindness to them what work for the chill.
His eyes are no longer glowing red.
He's also a bugbear.
And he is a bugbear.
Huh.
Can
That's
you
a
get
fancy
silence in the
helmet.
room?
There's a fancy
Xander,
helmet you got.
at least put your hood up, please.
Oh.
Oh. It's all right, guys. He's with me. I'm just waving to the bar. He's fine. He's fine.
Some of the guard
Like, what the hell
come up.
on?
No, it's probably a bad idea now.
Are you gonna be problems for us?
I'll tell you what. As part of the heroes of the city, you have my word that these gentlemen will be fine under my care. And there won't be trouble at all.
And you're going to accept responsibility for their actions.
Absolutely, unless it involves animals. No, absolutely, yes. Don't think too hard about it.
Very well.
Did you say hero? of
If
the
you
city?
if you will accept responsibility for their actions, then I'll let it pass. We are celebrating, after all.
That's
You're not
right.
part of that army, are you?
You're not part of the army of the Bear Knights or anything like that?
Oh God, no.
No.
It looked like they were all dead.
Yes.
I'm not dead.
There's a point.
That's a good one.
That's
Good one,
logical there. That's right, proper logic there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, don't go causing any problems. Make sure you follow the laws of Cormyr.
You're a cute little guy.
There's
We'll be nice.
Don't think I've ever been called cute before.
Or a little guy.
the guard.
The Goliath.
I'm giving a big toothy grin, like I'm trying to smile, and it's probably really intimidating.
He just kind of steps back, and
Stop.
you keep an eye on them.
Of course. I'm happy to do so. They seem like right proper gents, they do.
No, just keep your hood up for now.
Yeah, heroes sort of a loose term. I stood on the ramparts and called lightning down upon them.
Yeah.
Hit the middle of the group, just blew a bunch of them apart.
Nice.
Yeah, that's sort of my forte.
I wish we'd been here about a week earlier.
I wish you'd have been here about a week earlier as well.
As it is, we're unemployed.
What were your names again?
Rezik.
Rezik.
Yeah.
And your name, Biggin?
Xander,
Xana. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, mate.
I think we've met.
Probably so. I've met a lot of people in my life so far.
Like 5 minutes ago. I assumed that during
In the
this last
Lockwood.
week, I and
Maybe so.
That's where I
whoever's
got
left
that
of our group
helmet.
have been helping the Duchess
That's the
get
interesting
things
element you got.
straightened
It
out,
was
figure out
on-
what happened,
I
and organize.
What
Because
little
champion
bit that you're able
named
to
Chok
be
Chok.
with her, yes. But
it's
she's
like,
really heavily under guard, and
you got
she's
the
kind
bit
of
of chop-
dismissing
chop
a
on him,
lot
eh?
of stuff at the moment, and just focused on this part.
Right.
Okay.
I would like to think we had a little bit of the end though, just because of the fact that she kept disappearing
Yeah.
and cleaning up the outground. Okay, so I'm gonna come into the bar from doing.
You remember
Stuff.
Chok Chok?
Yeah. I remember him very well.
And
You're
I
coming
walk
into the bar?
in
He
and see
was
this.
trying to
Yes.
crush you.
Yeah. I
I'm
still,
just
I
gonna
still
watch
get
for a
pains
minute.
when it rains because of Chop Chop.
Oh, look. Oh, Malia, come here, quickly. Look, these are some friends of mine
I'm wearing a hood, but I'm as big as like an inch taller than he is, like huddled down wearing a hood.
No, she's one of the heroes of the city. You can trust her. She's a good person.
You see a bugbear face.
New friends?
Old acquaintances that we forgot. Oh, I forgot. Anyways.
His armor is smoldering.
Good chaps. They were with me in the Lurk. Well, I was with him in the Lurkwood back when there was a bit of a ballyhoo, and we all came out on the right side. It looks like.
Well, as long as you're above ground, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is he okay?
He's fine. Ignore him. He's just. I step in front of him. Just ignore him. He's fine.
And what
There's
race
nothing
is
to
your
say.
character?
I am a hobgoblin, but I am totally covered.
Oh, gotcha.
So you're standing like in front of his.
I am 5'1". I am like
Like your
I'm,
face is covered and everything.
I'm probably like at his belly button. Yeah,
Oh, no.
I'm like wearing a shawl around the.
Somewhere in the service.
He's got
Yeah.
3 feet over him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like.
Belly button height.
I'm sitting down.
I'm wearing like a head wrap and everything. The only thing like you can see on my.
He
eyes.
looks friendly as shit. The smile's a little creepy.
Alrighty then.
You should go grab a hoodie.
Anyways, we were.
Just reminiscing.
It's.
Looks
what
like
I
I
told
came
you?
looking for
It scares people.
some sort of.
feel safe.
Some sort of
It
what?
doesn't make
The
them
censor
feel
I
safe.
tried.
I think that's why it makes me feel
Well,
safe.
they're a little late, unless they want to help with cleanup.
So they have said.
What you know anybody hiring?
Well, the city's always used some more people clearing bodies out.
We're not grave. Do we look like grave diggers to you?
I don't want to do that anymore.
To be right honest with you, I don't want to do it anymore either. So,
We're mercenaries. We kill things.
but you're a
For
long
money.
way from the Lurkwoods.
I sometimes cook too.
And he cooks sometimes. It's actually pretty good. It's
You're
better
a
than
long
the
way-
slop they used to sell.
You're a long way from the Lurkwoods, so you're
Yeah.
talking almost the other side of the world.
Well, yeah. I mean,
We're south.
Indeed, you
We
are.
went south.
Yes, you did.
good job, Sid.
Yes.
We're here to make money. The chill didn't work out. So
That's the kind of way that goes with the chip.
Mm.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it just doesn't.
For the winter.
You went south for the winter. I got it. Like a bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that. Yes.
Alright.
remember when I told you we were going somewhere warm?
I'm like a bird.
Yes, just like a bird.
I just go back upstairs.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm going upstairs to change clothes, whatever.
Malia, before you go, I'm sure there's something that 2 fine lads such as these men can do for us. And we have something pressing that we can do, but we need some good strong arms.
I don't know what we need to do, actually. We are...
That thing was still moving.
Sorry.
Do we know if we heard any word from Cezale? Any attacks there?
No, this was concentrated right here.
Why was it concentrated on Erebel? Well, it doesn't seem remarkable to me. And Suzale's the capital, as long as I know. Unless they changed it. Did they change it? Am I wrong?
No. It's just that from what we have discovered,
Oh.
it was coming here first, and then maybe getting further south.
Oh, we've got
This
a
was like a
mystery.
test run.
A test run. Well, what was that? 15,000 men?
That's
That's
right.
a hell of a sampling size for a test run. That's all I'm saying. I think it's more that we don't understand yet.
That's a
I
lot
think
more.
that we need to find people what can answer our questions for us.
Well, if you have suggestions,
Maybe go talk to that hoity-toity lady again. Not the one that's in the bed, but the one that's not in the bed.
What did the
For
guards
once, I
do
have
with
no
the
idea what
imposter
anyone's
chick?
talking about.
She's been sent back to her.
Okay, she's gone out of the picture.
I
Okay.
remember she was in the Shadowfell.
Yeah, she has no memory of any of it.
Yeah.
Well, right now I can't even get close to the Duchess.
Would I know anything about the Shadowfell?
Possibly.
What role would you need?
Religion?
What role would you need on that?
Let's make it a history check.
Okay. This should go swimmingly.
Mm.
No.
That would be a no.
That's a
I-
4.
I rolled a no on the die.
I rolled. This is a two-sided die. Yes or no? The answer was no. Do I know any history?
Rolled a magic 8-ball, and
No.
the magic 8-ball said, "Try again later."
That's it. The new game system that I'm going to come up with is just played with ones or two, just a two-sided die.
I really thought you were about to say Magic 8 Ball.
No, but that's also a possibility. The answer to every question is, "Can I do this? Yes or no?" And then it's yes or no. You flip the coin. There's no degree of success. It's just yes or no.
Well, how do you know what you're good at?
You flip the coin. For each skill you have, you flip the coin. Am I trained in this? Acrobatics, yes or no?
So then how does that affect when you try to use acrobatics?
You just go yes or no, and you get 2 flips.
All right.
There you
So as you guys are sitting here, kind of chatting,
Flip with advantage.
the door slams open.
Putting my helmet on.
I imagine when you take
Put
your
it
helmet off. I imagine when you take it off, it goes.
Like all his fur pops
So
out.
when you put it on, it goes.
He's got the cranberry sauce thing going on with his
Yeah.
hair when he pulls it off and it's still in the shape of the helmet.
Okay, the door slams open, and this small tabaxi woman walks in. She's got like armloads of like scrolls of paper, and she just like kicked
No,
the door
Xander, you
open.
can't play with the kitty.
And she walks in and she goes, "Little help, please!"
I
And
walk
one of
over
the guards-
offer a little help.
Yeah. So one of the guards comes over and you help, picking up all of the documents.
Scroll.
One scroll.
From an 8-foot tall dude, just walk on, tick one off.
Gently.
Marlia, you recognize her as Whisper the Tabaxi
Right.
from
Sunset Hill.
from Sunset Hill,
Yep.
from way back.
You've a rather large armload of things there. You need help, love.
Trying to carry all of this. I've
I'm
got to
gonna-
get it to the Duchess.
My gigantic hands are gonna grab a few of the scrolls.
Awesome, thank you so much. And she kind of leads you back to a back room where the innkeeper is like, "Oh, Whisper, dear, you've got too many. Come on." And she like leads her back into a private room where there's a table and there's documents just stacked everywhere and little boxes
Did we
in this
already
back
know
room.
she was in town?
Mm-mm.
So I'm following
Okay.
because I know this chick.
What is all of this?
Party plans.
I'm sorry. Oh, right, for the shindig.
Yes. The Duchess has some grand ideas.
Can I like...
Okay, so you peek at one of them, and it's like a really rough sketched out drawing of like the rubble of the palace being decorated in a way that looks
So you're
party-ish.
putting pearls on a pig. Okay.
Yeah, basically putting pearls on a pig. And she comes in and she throws down
Lipstick.
the papers that she had,
That's
and she
fine.
kind of spreads one of them out.
Pearl for
And-
pigs, you know,
Fine.
whatever.
It's like it's got a seating chart on this that she's working on, and she has another one that's a list of names, and she's trying to figure out seating arrangements for people in this giant dining hall. And she says, "Thank you for your help. I've got it from here." Yes. And she kind of sits down and just kind of pushes a pair of glasses up onto her snout and pulls up a feather quill and starts writing.
I look over her shoulder at like the seating arrangement. Oh, those two hate each other. You don't want to put them that close together.
Oh no, are you serious? Shit. The Duchess is gonna kill me!
No, wait. No, wait. Is that the hillsides or the low sides? Oh no, if it's the low sides, they're fine.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Hey, you smart.
Don't mess up my plans! I've been working on this for 2 weeks.
You look a bit uptight about everything.
But she making more.
Yes.
Alright, in all
That's the
honesty,
way it
is there any sort of thing I can
Well,
help you with?
simple, right?
Other than carry these scrolls for you?
These crates need to go to the palace.
Oh, do they now?
Yes.
Where in particular in the palace do they need to go?
To the dining hall.
To the dining hall. Right. What was it again, Xana? You mind giving me a help here, mate? We're going to the dining hall of the palace.
That sounds like a good idea.
She just kind of... As long as they get there, I don't care how.
Grab a box there.
She looks back and she sees Marlia and goes, Marlia! Jumps up and runs and like leaps into your arms, giving you a huge hug.
I'm picking up a box.
You're covered in cat fur now.
Yeah.
I'll pick up a couple of boxes.
Start sneezing.
I pick up the smallest box I can find.
Cigar box.
Yeah. Let's go.
We've got a box.
Have you found a cure?
We're going to the palace.
They have
I like the sounds of
simulated a functioning cure.
That's good. People are still going missing in Sunset Hill. It's not as often though.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's
Something about a cure.
a thing, I guess.
How long have you been in town?
2 weeks.
Did they summon you, or what? Why did you come to Arabelle?
Oh, I got summoned.
Okay.
Nimfoodle, he said that I had to come and help. Yep.
Is that a sort of double?
Remember, you have no idea who that
Yeah,
is.
that's I'm trying to. How should I react to that?
Indifference, I guess?
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay.
Like,
It kind of sounds like a gnomish name. They always got the weird names.
He said that things were crazy and we needed to plan a party to make it better.
Okay. Parties aren't my thing.
We caught one once. He was like scrumdiddlyumptious or something.
So that's why
I
I'm
thought it
here.
was an insult.
And
I kicked him
I'm
in the
not the
face.
mayor of Sunset Hill anymore. The real mayor is back. So there's that too.
The real mayor that you took the place of, or the one before that? I can't remember.
They
names.
elected one.
Okay. Okay. That's.
Yeah.
And you say people are still disappearing.
Not as often, but yeah, there's a couple of people who've gone missing.
Oh. I don't know. Alright. Well, I'm gonna.
Do you remember the farmer?
Which?
That one?
Okay. The
in
yeah.
the farming village,
yeah.
you remember
His
the
son
farming
Henrik is
village?
one of
Actually,
the
it's a
ones that
fishing
went
village,
missing.
so no.
Great. So that.
That's true.
Yeah, I would remember that. wouldn't
Yeah.
I?
I saw what you did with the army, and that was really, really great.
Well, I had help.
Yeah. Where did everybody go?
That's
Are they all dead?
no, not dead. Just
It's mostly
gone.
dead.
Okay.
Just mostly that.
To
They
blame.
they had things they had to go do.
Just Junior.
All right, I'm gonna let you get back to your party. I've got to go figure out what I need to
Hey.
do.
Hey, you said you said missing people, huh?
Well, yeah, it's kind of a thing.
Kind of a thing, huh?
I can
Like-
I'll tell you about it later.
Well, I want to know about it now.
Well, you got boxes to deliver.
Those boxes, no, don't drop it. So you just kind of throw the box?
I just unceremoniously toss it on top of another box.
Okay. No, those... We have to go to the palace.
Well,
This
tell you
job
what.
is gonna kill me.
You tell me more about these missing people, and I'll take it straight to the palace. Hmm?
They go sometimes they go missing. People come in, they kidnap them, they go missing.
Kidnappers.
I will help deliver. I will explain it while we go.
All right. Sounds good. I want to know everything though.
What I can tell you.
All right. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's go.
Go
Grab a box, Anna.
into a palace and we're lugging long boxes.
I pick up my little box again.
As you guys are heading out, the innkeeper says, we've got a wagon you can use for the boxes. So you don't have to carry them all the way.
That seems better.
I mean, okay.
So you guys loading all the boxes onto the wagon to take them up to the palace.
Do we have a horse for the wagon?
I'm supervising.
Yes, there's a
Okay,
horse.
I was
in the
gonna
wagon.
say, dudes, the 8-foot-tall dudes can pull it if we have to.
Oh yeah.
Alright, well, while we're riding to the palace, I'm gonna clue these two in. It seems that this Banite army started out by infiltrating these small fishing villages and farming villages and kidnapping people and experimenting on them.
Experiment on 'em.
Yeah. They're created some sort of potion, for lack of a better word, I don't know what it is, that, as best we can tell, was supposed to be a mind control, body control type thing, but it turned out to be just poison.
Huh. That's weird.
And we got samples of it. We brought them back to Arabelle. The clerics made a synthesized a cure or treatment. And so we and that's when we started figuring out that these were Banites and they were attacking
okay.
Arabelle.
Wait, but they're still out there kidnapping people, huh?
Evidently, we thought we had broke up that band, but they are either, we didn't get them all, or they're back, or there's more.
We needed to talk to a sergeant.
Okay.
All right.
But
Now we're talking.
this is the second group that has been investigating this and not gotten very far except for what you see around us.
Oh, well, some people don't come from the Lurkwood, do they, Xander?
Ah.
Yeah.
Third time charm.
I hope so.
I wish you'd stop saying that. Every time you say that, something awful happens.
That's really.
Yeah. Do you not remember that time I got stabbed?
Well, it only happened twice. Third time charm.
So we're delivering boxes,
Continue.
but that's,
All right.
we know that there's some sort of black magic going on.
Right.
They're wanting to bring
Banites.
back. They're wanting to bring back old dead gods, but we don't know who or where.
Okay.
Banites, trolls, whatever. They all die the same.
They all die.
How do you feel about dragons?
Well, I'm not exactly like best buddies or
I
anything.
haven't met one.
Well, we know there's at least 2 red dragons involved.
How do you feel about all that fur?
And now a black one
Well, that's far. Mm-hmm. I'm rather attached.
Or it's rather attached to you.
I wonder what a shaved bugbear looks like.
I don't want to know.
You're right. I don't want to know either.
Pause for just a second.
too. Sure. Be right back. All right, we're back.
Check marshmallows.
Sorry, I had a quick pause for a second.
I think we're moving on to the now destroyed palace.
All right.
What remains of it?
So you guys get to the palace. A lot of construction has been done over the last week or so. There are frames where there was rubble before. A lot of the collapsed structure of the palace has been moved out. Shipped off to outside the city or into a quarry somewhere. There's a lot of people here. A lot of movement, a lot of guards, and a lot of really excited commoners prepping for a big party, putting up banners, hanging decorations. As you guys approach with the wagon, a man comes out and stops the wagon. Can we help you?
We got boxes to deliver.
All right. I must inspect them.
Of course. Whisper sent them.
Oh, they're from Whisper. Yes, come on in.
Was that a name? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, we've been expecting her shipment. Yes.
You sure you don't want to inspect
He's
them anyway?
got a couple of guards around the back of the wagon inspecting the boxes. Mostly it's
You
just
find
party
the box with
supplies,
goblins
party
out right there.
decorations.
Hey, Sarah. Did you ever get that character background stuff that I sent?
Mm-mm.
You never got that?
Yes!
Okay.
Yeah.
Gain an inspiration.
Nice. Noise.
Again, the character has to do the bald skull cap and the face paint.
You're welcome to.
I'd also have to shave my beard.
There is a group of bards kind of hanging out, writing compositions for entertainment for the party. There are there's some illusionists that are testing out firework spells and party spells for illusions. to
Guys
make
that
things.
just learned prestidigitation.
Yeah, pretty much. These are the freshmen from the College of Magic.
The college of the bards are all standing together. If you're trying to find a name or something that rhymes with me, my last name is Orange. And then I just walk off.
What a strange fellow. How do you rhyme orange?
Exactly.
Borange.
Oh, you just phoned it
No,
in.
they're busy for the next 6 months.
You just say it in a different language.
Alright, so you are escorted into the dining room where Duchess Jessa is hanging out. Coquin is with her. And they're kind of preening over each other.
Your Majesty.
Xander, stand up straight.
Oh, it's the big one from the bar. The inn. Yes, that place.
Yes. Yes.
And he has brought another big one with him. Do you spawn yourself?
No.
Okay.
I think he just said something rather rude to you.
It's alright. He's small.
What
over.
are all of these boxes?
Cat lady by the name of Whisper sent them all.
Oh, Whisper sent them. Good.
What's in these damnable boxes that everybody gets excited when I say that?
Door
Don't shake
prizes.
it. Don't shake the box.
I got the box full
She
of
kind
The
of
ultimate
snaps
gift
and a
bags
guard
and
goes
a free
and starts
iPod.
to collect the boxes.
You got the box of
Um,
nitro?
The box of Alchemist Fire.
Popping one of the boxes open, there's a bunch of hay and stuff inside, for packing around bottles of wines that look very old on some of them. And popping up another one, there's some party supplies and rare fruits and vegetables that have been shipped in from surrounding cities.
For the safety of royalty, I believe I should sample all those bottles of wine to make sure they're not poison.
No,
I'm sure you feel that way.
I absolutely do. I'm taking one for the tea.
I see. Perhaps during the party.
Are you hiring me on as your official wine taster?
No, that's Coquin.
Nothing personal, but any bit runty for that. You want someone with a hardy constitution.
No,
What,
I want
the
someone with
ability
a
to
refined
cast
palate.
detect poison?
I can do that.
Well, then you don't need to
Sarah,
taste
while
it,
he's
do you?
distracting them, I'm going to
It's
try
wine.
and pocket a
It
couple.
always needs to be tasted.
Make a sleight of hand.
You got it.
What are you doing?
I'm pocketing some fruit, man. Hey, that's not bad. 19.
Do I see this as another?
Make a perception check. Opposing his sleight of hand check.
19.
Perception? No, I do not.
Um,
You're good.
Yeah, you pocket a couple pieces of fruit.
Hey,
Dragon fruit.
whatever looks most interesting.
Maybe we should get some of this fruit.
Have those boxes sent to the kitchen right
Later.
now.
Hey, you
I'll get
had a
one
party
piece
planner?
just for you.
Get after it.
Oh God.
Well, you need a raw party planner.
No.
No.
I'm planning this party.
So you gonna tell her how to get to it?
No.
Okay,
I'm telling
good
you
man.
get to it. I'm going to get in the kitchen.
Yes. So, please take those boxes to the kitchen. A couple of guards come and take the boxes, and so it's a little lighter than I thought it would be. Kind of goes off into the kitchen.
I think they overstuffed it with hay.
Hey, now.
Hey,
Really?
Hey.
Hey now.
you're a rock star.
In the voice.
I almost did it too. I almost did it.
That's fantastic.
Get your show on.
Get paid.
Get paid.
Marlia, how have you been?
I'm putting up with this.
I see.
I just got word from Whisper. If you don't mind me taking a moment of your time, they're still having disappearances in Sunset Hill.
That's disconcerting.
Where's that?
I've gotten word from several of the surrounding
I
cities
don't
that
even know.
people are still going missing. I thought
It's a
that,
town. People go missing.
for sure, I thought that stopping
You go
that
smash
army
some
would
people,
stop
get
this.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was hopeful, but it's not. There's more to it
Get the show on.
that we just never knew, and I'm beginning to be concerned, and I don't know what to do.
She brought along a couple of capable sword hands if you needed some additional work.
I can attest to the prowess of these individuals when it comes to battle. They're
Vittles?
really, really good battle. You know,
No,
battle. Individuals
Oh, okay.
when it comes to battle.
Indivisible.
I thought I said vittles.
No. Are you making fun of the way I talk?
No, not at all.
Alright. Anyways.
What?
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 What? Anyways, if you need someone to go and investigate a situation for you, I would say that you have my services, and I'm sure that these two like-minded individuals would go with us as well. For a small fee, of course.
Oh, of course, for a small fee.
Recompense for services rendered.
Do you see him? Can you imagine how much he eats?
Perhaps a stipend then.
Hello.
Oh, my apologies. You know me. This is Xana. And smaller guy who's with Xana. Rezik.
Rezik.
There you go. Rezik. I knew that.
Welcome to my home.
We solve problems.
Yep. Right problem solvers they are.
Good. Solving problems is a nice skill set to have.
Have you been practicing that?
We solve problems.
No, mate. No, don't do that.
Oh.
Man. Don't do that.
Okay.
So
then.
the mercenaries. So you're mercenaries.
Well, that's a little
Sell
derogatory.
swords.
Hey, you got rolled on the nose there. Sell swords.
I learned a few things when I was in that dungeon.
Oh, yeah, look at you. Getting down elbow to elbow with the little people.
You want to buy swords?
No,
Welcome
mate.
back to
No.
everybody
Wrong
for a little
type of
person.
No, mate.
No, a sell sword is someone who sells their sword services.
Right, like you.
Okay. You have problems?
Who doesn't have problems? Yes, we have problems.
How much are they worth?
I don't know. Have you seen my home? A dragon did this.
Very, very nice. You should be
What?
proud.
Of the damage.
No, mate, it's terrible. It's damaged.
Oh, it's terrible. I'm so sorry.
It's hurt.
It's terrible. I'm
It's
sorry.
all broken.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is broken.
Next time you should tell the dragon. not to
Xana,
do
was
that.
it?
Clearly not
Sad.
the brains of the operation. That's your man over there.
I see.
Terrible about the dragon. Moving back to the disappearances. Yes,
Yes.
terrible.
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 Yes.
Moving back to the disappearances.
Let's go move some boxes, mate. Come on. We're gonna pick up some boxes. I push a box in your hand and like
Yes, it-
take you away.
From what I've been told, Sunset Hill isn't the only city that is still losing population.
Right. So,
Well,
I'm
Hill
sure-
March and Red Spring and Slingdyke have all been
Yes,
reported as having missing.
are any of these of particular importance to you?
Well, they're all part of the king's lands.
Sure, of course. They're all incredibly important, but are there any that are particularly important to you?
I'm trying to find the one city that I can send you to pay you the most money to go to.
Yes.
I like honesty.
I'm not daft.
Well, I'm not lying to you. We are sellswords, like you said. So,
I also have the command of the Purple Dragon Army.
That seems to be working out really well for you.
It
Quite
does.
damage.
Did you pass the
You'd have
15,000 dead bodies on your way in?
I'm walking with bodies. Sorry. Or boxes. Boxes.
Boxes.
Boxes.
Boxes. It's terrible.
all I'm saying is these Bayonites, right? Bayonites? Yes, Bayonites. They...
Well, that's assumed. We're not actually sure.
Whatever. They all do. I'm sure that they would, What? we have some experience in, what you would call small unit tactics. And armies, they have a hard time tracking down groups like this. I know, because I've been in groups like this.
At the moment, my most dire need rests in planning this party.
Well, allow us to take all the other stress off your hands.
All of the other stress.
I'm carrying boxes.
At least
Malia, this man wants to take all of the stress.
or at least a small part of it.
Sure. Find a way into the Shadowfell, defeat evil beings, destroy black dragons. All in a day's work, yes?
Well, if it was just a day's work, we wouldn't get paid very much, would it?
I have no idea what he's doing.
So, day's work.
Zombies. Okay.
Oh yes, zombies. There were zombies?
No, I'm saying that's what he's doing at the door. He's chasing away zombies.
Scaring off the zombies.
I didn't
Carrying
recall
boxes,
zombies.
shut up. I'm carrying boxes. Shut up.
I appreciate the situation you find yourself in, Duchess. If you need any help from me or my large companion, we're always around.
good to know. Thank you.
You do what you can, right? I follow them.
And she
it's-
pulls Marlia off to the side.
As soon as we're around the corner, I'm like,
Have
"Here
you
go."
found any information on the mysterious man in the paintings?
Just we know that he is an old
Put it
wizard
two boxes.
that wanted to bring back
Eating like a horse.
the old gods.
Your Grace. Mysterious man in a painting.
Yes,
Uda.
yes, there have been some paintings that have been discovered
I don't have a name.
with a strange man holding some sort of orb.
Does his face clear, or is any indications on the painting of where he might be from?
He's a dark-skinned elven man. Not like the drow.
Just more of a darker hue, a tan.
Yes.
What about anything in the painting on his clothing that might indicate style of dress from particular regions? Better yet, is there some place where I might be able to take a look at these things?
I mean, if you go back to Drakemore,
Or were they not taken from where they were found?
not unless Marlia and her...
It was large portraits, and we didn't take them. It was
Tapestries.
portraits of Chronomar,
We have many tapestries.
Many tapestries.
who is a I had this wrote down. He a dark wizard that created. He's related to this poison that we have discovered, and like I said, it's just come to us in bits and pieces, and we don't know what's going on.
And you know nothing of his origins.
We don't know.
No.
That's why I asked if there had been any information gathered about him. We know that the army was working for him. That Xavian was working for him.
These paintings that you found, were they covered in dust? How long were they there? Was there any sort of idea as to whether or not the man had been there recently?
His followers had been there. We went and rescued the Duchess, we thought, from the dungeon of this tower that is an old, ancient tower related to him.
Okay, so Drakemore Tower, or Drakemore is related to this wizard.
Yes. But it had been abandoned for a long, long time until these new people would start using it and was holding prisoners there.
History check or Arcana check?
History.
Okay. Great thing about Bard, I have like something in almost every skill. Ooh, pretty. That makes it 23.
23. And what are you trying to find out?
Just notable wizards attached to Drakemore. The history of Drakemore. Anything that might give any sort of indication as to the origins of this dark elf, but not drow.
Okay, so Drakemore Keep was a castle that was built back in the days when the Netheril cities were around, when like the Empire of Netheril was here. Drakemore Keep was like a training, like a castle for training wizards.
Okay. An Arcana school.
Yes. It was for like way back in history. I don't even have the dates written down, I don't believe.
Because I'm a lore bard, so that's...
Yeah.
Ooh, you went lore bard.
So Drakemore was one of the castles that was used to train wizards in the use of Mythalar.
Use of what?
Mythalar.
What the fuck is Mythalar?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. That is a 21.
All right.
Somebody with some knowledge skills over here.
Right?
Why I made a bard.
Yeah, that was exactly what we were missing.
Okay, so way back in history, Mythalar were these kind of crystal balls that were like 150 feet in diameter. Like giant crystal balls that allowed wizards to access vast amount of raw magic. Like, more than any wizard ever. And it's what resulted in the death of, most recently, in the death of Mithranor, when one of the floating cities reappeared and slammed into the city.
Okay, so let me make sure my understanding of what you're telling me right here is correct so far. So, Drakemore was a wizard school, Arcana school, and they specialized in the creation of these things, or they just had them.
Use of them.
They trained people in the use of them.
Mythalar.
You can't touch one. If you touch one, you die instantly.
Okay.
But you can access them.
Yes.
And okay, so at this point in time, okay. So, Drakemore, from what I can remember, housed a school for the arcane. And they studied the usage of devices called Mythlar. Large orbs that contained raw magics, and most notably was associated with the destruction of Mithranor. Did y'all find any such orb at this location? A large sphere of some sort?
No.
But you do remember Ursa telling you that the one in the painting looked like a miniature version of one.
In the portraits we had, he had a hand-sized crystal ball. The portraits that we saw.
A smaller orb.
Oh, that can't be any good.
I wonder if that's the means by which they access the power. Just a...
We didn't find any evidence. That's what we got from our cleric that was with us that knew a little bit.
So this notable wizards associated with Drakemore, any ideas on that? Associations with any particular city, group of race? Was it mostly elven wizards that studied there?
It was all races.
Really, dude.
He just popped up and his head was just covered in a blanket.
Oh, it's amazing.
Our dog is playing in blankets.
Good boy.
There are some notable wizards from times long gone. Blah and blah. Like I don't have names for them right now. One thing that you would note in your research, in your going back through your memories of studying ancient magics, the city that destroyed Mithranor reappeared from the Shadowfell. Or from the Shadow. And was the last known Mythalar was in that city, and it was destroyed.
And it was a Netherese city, wasn't it?
Hmm?
Yeah. You're going way back in the lore there.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Super proud.
So, and as we know from the destruction of Mythtrano, a Netherese city, which housed another such Mythalog, was what fell upon the city itself.
Mm-hmm.
So then are we to assume that this elf in these pictures has something to do with the Netherese?
It's likely.
You
It's
said
possible. You'd have to
nefarious
see one to
purposes?
know. What?
Would you say they're nefarious purposes?
He is a nefarious man.
The orb that you saw in the painting, it was small enough to hold in the hand. How did it appear? What did it look like?
Glowy crystal ball.
Glowing crystal ball.
I don't know.
Glowy crystal ball.
Yeah. I've learned very little
I
magic.
heard of that. Weird. Do you would rather one?
Their turns to try.
Stab.
Couldn't. Mm. No, we didn't learn anything.
But you
Else
found
on it.
a spherical object. Did you find it there? I'm just curious. This is like more.
I don't remember where we found that.
Where did they find
So-
the iron sphere?
The Iron Sphere are the bands of. There's actually a magical item. Is that
Yeah,
what
it's
we
an
found
actual
out?
magical.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an actual.
Since
That's not
it's-
part of the story. It just seems.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last thing I remember
I'm
about.
reaching for things to try to get into,
Yeah,
get hooked
so-
into this. It's just like,
So many spherical objects.
The
Right.
last thing I remember about the
That's
sphere was there was an image in the tower, the Mage Tower.
Drakemore?
I don't know. Was
No,
it the,
there was
the
a-
Mage's
no.
Tower?
There was a mage's tower
At Highhorn.
at Highhorn.
Okay.
When we went in there, we found a painting with dude who had a sphere.
Sphere.
He had a sphere.
Yes, it was Marlia. It was in the same series. The one at Highhorn
Mm-hmm.
was in the same series as the paintings from Drakemore
Right.
And there were actually
of the
a
same guy.
progression of the same guy, and in each one he looks a little older, and the sphere's a little bigger.
Okay. I'll share that with just
Okay.
in the paintings we've seen.
So, now I'm curious as to whether or not the Mythologs actually started off the size that they were, or if they grew to the size. But that,
Maybe it depends on what you feed him.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Bugbears, maybe.
Innocent.
protein.
Feed them bugbears.
Blood of my enemies and the occasional
are
strawberry.
The occasional strawberry.
was the arcane school noted to practice any particular magics?
All sorts of
Slide
magic.
All sorts of magics.
Yes.
Pink.
Just as a matter of curiosities, were there any liches that came out of that?
No.
Okay, yeah, necromancy. Gotta wonder. Somebody who might still be around.
What up, bitches?
What up, my liches? I apologize for nothing.
Do we finish carrying the boxes?
Hey, you should come play. You should come play D&D with us. Okay.
It's
So sorry.
It's probably taking you a little longer because Rezik is not helping.
You're riding on the boxes as they
You're-
carry them.
Supervising.
Yeah, I'm supervising. I'm sitting on a box eating my fruit. Put it over there.
That box looks like it'd be great
So
over in that
I'm
corner.
going to wonder if that is actually the
That sounds
that
about
was
right.
actually
Yeah.
the creation, a sort of documentation of the creation of a mytholog.
There's no way to know for sure.
As the man grew older, the sphere grew larger, so it is more of a supposition than anything else.
Did you have fun playing in the blanket?
And you said that you found them in multiple locations.
Yes, 2 different towers we visited so far.
And each of the towers were mage towers.
Yes.
On mountainsides.
Yeah.
Have you spoken with
Where else
any
do mages put their towers?
mage schools about
Downtown.
the
Not in a
paintings
valley.
No. No,
So-
we've not
Yeah, no shit.
really.
at the time?
Yeah,
What kind of
we've been
asshole
running
wizard
back and
lives in a
forth so
valley?
much, and
Like a dale.
boom, boom, boom. We've just not had time to really sit down and even correlate any of this.
Your Grace,
Yes.
I would like to offer my services in trying to investigate this mystery. It is something that can be potentially shared with the College of Law.
Absolutely. Do you have any ideas?
Where are your mages located within the city?
Check the mountains.
On the walls. In towers. Attached to the walls. On towers.
In
towers
the
on
mage
mountains.
tower.
In the mage tower. Downtown.
Check the mountainsides. That's where they put the
Well, with recent events and people having to, you know,
Get in early.
combine all their knowledges and whatnot, which I don't know anything about. Didn't know things might have changed.
Get in early. They validate parking. Mage tower. Now on 6th Avenue.
Mage tower.
The mage tower. I seen on TV.
I was actually thinking about
Actually do have a map of
there
it.
in here, so I had red LEDs.
Like stick some red LEDs right along the lining there.
Yeah, so they hang down like right here.
Mm.
I have some, but they'd be too dim.
Doesn't have to be too bright.
Yes, you would be able to find like the magic school not far from the palace.
Well, unless your Grace has any need for me here at the moment, I will begin the process of looking into this matter for you.
That would be wonderful.
Your Grace. Stand up.
My money senses are tingling.
Your money senses are tingling.
I feel a deal slipping through my hands.
I feel as if something we could get paid for is happening.
Quick to the royalty.
I need a noble.
Well, I'm a noble.
I'm not even there. I'm not even there.
We're in the same room. Like
No,
they
alright.
were just off to the side. You guys could have been listening to that whole conversation.
Oh, 'cause
Totally
I thought-
wasn't.
I thought we went to carry the boxes to the kitchen.
Yeah.
No, she sent the guards to do that.
Oh,
You were just unloading the boxes into.
into the guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into the guards. Unloading the boxes into the guards.
Boom!
Well, if you push hard enough.
We've done this 4 times. We're gonna need new guards.
Please don't unload boxes into my guards.
This is why you have to be very specific with your words.
If you have anything,
Sure something
unless
can
you
stab
have
someone with
something
it.
else for me, I'm going back to get cleaned up because I've been out on the field.
Oh,
And
that does not look pretty.
I guess I'll take these 3 with me.
Looks like it's gonna be an ouchie.
Very well.
That actually was a Ryan Reynolds line from the new. What was it?
Brimlow, have y'all finished what you're doing?
Something in Hobbs.
Yeah. We're all done.
Well, I'm heading back to the inn. Do you guys want to walk or ride in the wagon?
You and I was going about getting paid for that. For the thing.
You know, we've got a lot
Yeah.
of questions, and I think we're gonna ride back with you then, love.
All right.
In the wagon.
Right. What's the just out of curiosity? What's the going rate on finding information?
On saving towns.
What do you mean on finding information?
Well, you know, sometimes you gotta find stuff, or find stuff out, as it were.
Informant. Information gatherer.
The half elf gets it.
Oh, sure.
The
I'm just thumbing the direction he went. The half elf knows what's going on.
Well, if you'd like
It's alright.
the same payment that he's getting, I'm fine with that.
Excellent. Perfect. What would that be?
Nothing.
I
course not.
I'm like,
That
wait a
was
minute, I don't
Tough
require.
crowd.
I don't believe payment was
How
mentioned.
about-
So.
How about the feeling of doing a good deed is reward enough?
That feeling does not put food in my stomach.
No, but at the whole party, I'm sure it's something that happens a lot for them what help out the city without having to ask for being paid. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he's the brains.
Do you know how many times I tried to do something out of goodwill and did not get paid?
Look, if you're hungry,
Your Highness.
I can send you a note that the High Moon will give you a free meal.
Your Highness. You know that
They have no
My-
idea what's gonna hit them.
my adventuring party has pretty much been decimated here. If I rally new people, do we still have our original agreement of paying what you were to pay us for finding out what was going on at Sunset Hill?
Yes.
Very well. There is very possibly a job here if you will come back to the inn and leave this poor lady alone.
I'll take that note too, if you don't mind.
Jesus.
She grabs a piece of parchment and scribbles a note,
Can I get in on this?
seals it with wax, and hands it to you.
I
The High
immediately
Moon
hand it to Xander.
We'll give you one free meal.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Xander appreciates it, don't you?
Thank you.
Let's go.
You're welcome. And if food is your driving force, come to the party tomorrow. Everyone eats free tomorrow. Provided I can find enough chefs to fill the kitchens.
What's being the chef pay?
Good boy.
Are you a cook?
Yes.
What sort of food do you cook?
Don't let the appearances fool you. He's a master chef.
Take your helmet
He
off.
is renowned.
Taking off the horned helmet so so my eyes no longer glow red, and I am clearly a bugbear.
Oh dear.
I cook really well. Well, I cook okay.
He cooks. It's amazing. He cooks amazing. Let me.
I want to cook really well. I practice a lot.
Okay, be here tomorrow at sunrise, and we'll give you a trial meal. If I like it, if I like what you prepare,
Should I bring my own vegetables?
sure.
Okay. And spices.
If you,
I travel with spices.
I see. Tomorrow morning, we will have a trial meal. If I like what you've prepared, then I will hire you to cook for my party.
Okay. What does it pay?
The trial meal, nothing.
Do the job.
It's an
Better yet, if you don't like what he cooks, he's just not going to get the job, right? You're not
Right.
going to throw him from the wall or anything.
for bad food.
I don't know
Well,
what you people are going to
I
do.
mean, so you can
Have
forgive
you
us.
been to the murdered manticore?
Sometimes people attack me for being furry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing that happens.
People
But
with our disposition.
historically, your people have been raiders on
Oh.
civilized.
That's a bit
That's-
specious there, love, isn't it?
Come on. I mean, seriously.
It's
I'm
not-
heading on out to the
It's as if-
wagon.
I thought they called me was a more progressive society than this. They said, oh look, Bugbear, typically he's a raider. That's racist, you know.
It's not wrong.
Primrose, let's just get him home. We'll bring him in the morning, Your Highness.
Thank you, Marlia.
Fine.
We'll change your mind about bugbears.
I will see you tomorrow.
I will see you tomorrow.
We'll change.
Xana.
We'll change.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll change a couple of the tropes about dread bugbears.
I should be having a conversation with SEPA, the Society for the Equal Treatment of All Peoples. Set up. Well, you never heard of them?
You shut up.
Well played.
Okay.
As we walk out
So
the
you
front
guys are
doors,
heading.
I'm popping my fruit up.
As you guys are heading, you're heading towards the mage tower. You guys are heading towards the inn. I want everyone to make me a perception check, please.
Dice roll.
Ooh, thank God, because I have 0 in perception. That's a 20 for me.
As a natural 20?
Yep.
Natural 20!
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yay!
I love rolling all of our 20s on
17.
skill rolls.
Right.
I need to get like a D20 emote for my subscribers on Twitch.
22.
20, 22, Marlia.
17.
17,
7.
7,
11.
11.
Boys, you're disappointing me.
Okay.
My fruit, man.
Your fingers are sticky.
So, Bramlow and Coquin,
Difficult.
as you're heading to your respective locations. Yeah, I know. You guys are going like the opposite directions of it. No, actually, the mage school and the inn are in the same
Oh, okay.
direction. You catch a glimpse of something out of the corner of your eye. And it... At first, you're like, that's not what I saw. I didn't just... Did I? And there was like a shadow that moved through an alleyway.
It's the Black Doom.
And it looked as though an onyx-skinned, white-haired elf passed through the alleyway. Very sneakily. But as you know, drow are dead. And have been for thousands of years.
I'm wiping my hands on Sanders' cloak.
This food is messy.
That will be following. Something.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have to wash your fur out.
Being Brimlow, I'm just gonna go. I saw you hide in the alley. You might as well come on out. Because if I have to go in there, I'm gonna make him go first and rip off one of your arms, so that way you do all the talking. So, come on out.
Well, because of his thunderous voice here, my stealth, I trip, and with a 1.
Oh!
Because, you know, I'm like,
Oh,
Ah!
yeah, blame me. I said, blame me.
Okay, you yell down the alley, nothing seems to happen.
Fine. This is how it's gonna
I'm
be.
still following that direction. It's just my stealth has just been shattered.
Yeah.
I point
So-
towards where I saw the figure.
What's
I'm gonna start going that way.
Alright, so you guys head down the alleyway. Chris, you are in the lead on this one. Your character is probably going to be several feet ahead of them. Make me perception checks as you get down into the alley.
Roll better.
Yeah, man.
17.
17.
22.
Peyton?
9.
Marlia's like, oh no, not again.
There's too many, there's too
She's
many
like, where
large
are
men
you
in front of me.
going?
I'm sitting on the cart going, oh, I should just leave him.
Alright. Coquin, you see this shadowy figure duck into an open door on the backside of an inn.
Following.
Okay.
Do we know
The
where
rest
she is?
of you also see the same thing.
Mhm.
And y'all see him clear enough that you recognize the onyx skin and the white hair. But it doesn't sound like it. Like,
Never seen anything like that.
no. There's some
Maybe
creature.
He's got a weird disease or something.
Alright, you follow him
Try not
in
to touch
and
him.
you come into the backside of this inn.
Do
It's a
we
very
know what inn it is? From the backside?
The dude drop in.
From the backside.
The Night Wolf.
The dude drop in from the backside.
Rogues move from behind.
Hang on, let me double check that.
We're slipping in the night wolf from the backside.
Hang on, I gotta double check that. Sorry, Falcon's Rest.
Falcon's Rest.
From the mouth of the alley where I'm still kind of like, what the hell? Do I know that this is the tavern right next to? Do I know that's where they're headed?
Yes.
Alright, so I'm just gonna slip in the front door and just wait for them to show up. I figure they've decided to go partying some more.
Yes.
He's going in the tavern.
Do I see anything unusual from the front entrance?
Alright, so when you go into the inn,
Brimlow, does this guy owe you money or something?
He was tailing us.
the
pretty
lobby
hard.
of this inn
Mm-hmm.
has a large pedestal with a giant stone ball with an expertly stuffed falcon perched on it. There's all kinds of strange exotic animal heads mounted to the walls and things like that. It's like this is like a hunter's inn.
That's tacky by Mustangs.
Um,
use antlers
it's
and
very
all
quiet
myself
in here, like
away.
exceedingly quiet.
Quiet
Like-
or empty?
Like you hunt a sloth
Quiet.
and put it up on the wall.
Okay.
so
There are
it'd be
people
like,
here.
Yeah, I
But
hunted
it's-
this.
Really quiet.
Yeah, weird.
Like,
Um,
are their mouths moving and there's no sound?
Well, there's sound. It's just it seems quiet.
It's not a rowdy bar. Do they take any special notice of me walking in the door?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, I'm just...
In the tavern. I'm trying to run down this person now.
Okay, so you guys are going in the back of this tavern.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I mean, yeah.
So this shadowy figure darts into the kitchen of the tavern, startles the hell out of the chef that's standing there cooking, and like pushes his way through. Like he understands that he's being pursued now. Pushes his way through out into the lobby area, where he's met with several large, like very fur-clad hunter-type men who are drinking. They hear the commotion in the kitchen. Marlia, you also hear the commotion in the kitchen. You guys are following right close behind him, and he darts back out into the front of the inn, and those men just kind of stand up, and one of them picks up a staff and plants it on the ground and stands in front of him and is like,
You shall not.
As soon as I see him, I'm like, hold him.
and they look at you and they're like, okay. This guy just came charging through the kitchen. He's just a tiefling yelling at us to hold him. There's a whole bunch of people following him. Sure! This guy, like, reaches out and trips the guy with his staff, and another guy pulls his bow and has it on him. And he's, like, sprawled on the floor in front of you guys. These other guys are holding him, like, bows drawn, ready to fire. Like, weapons are drawn. Everybody's kind of on edge, like, all of a sudden. But even in the midst of that, it's still quiet in here.
I'm squeezing through the door from the kitchen.
Marlia, this person has stark white hair, is wearing all black, and has a red band on his arm and across his face.
Of course he did. Brimlow,
Nope.
this is one of our bad guys.
No sweet day in the sun.
We need to take him back to the Duchess.
Oh, we need him alive.
Mostly.
Mostly ain't he no and it ain't he yes.
The red
It
band
looks like
on
somebody
his
ordered
sleeve
their
has
elf
a hand
overdone.
on it. Like a black handprint, if anybody
I
wants
don't
to
know.
make a religion check.
Do I need to?
No.
It's a 14 for religion for me.
17 for me.
20.
6.
Alright. Okay. Xander knows nothing. The rest of you know that this is the symbol of the god Bane.
God bane.
God bang.
God bane it.
Black skin, white hair, roll for Greek before race.
Sure.
Since they're supposed to be extinct. What am I rolling?
History?
13?
I just kind of show
Yeah, he looks like he's drow.
the rest of them my little collection of bandanas around my
From
leg.
the drawings you've seen and stuff like that.
She's like covered in bandanas.
I just got about 6 on one leg.
I thought it was just a fashion item.
We have a collection started. I could use another one, but the Duchess
Just in
needs to
case.
see him.
Person.
Okay. She
Cast
cast
the
hold
old
person. Is it resisted?
Wisdom 15.
16 on the die.
Well, it's a verbal, right? So I could hear you casting this because you're right there with me?
Yeah.
All right. I see him not stop in his movement. And let's see what spells I
I don't have anything like that.
have. Guess what I have prepared? Hold person.
Double whammied.
Take that.
10.
That is a DC of 15.
Okay, so he is held.
There we go,
He
mate.
starts to scramble up against the wall, and like you go to cast, and he's kind of like, and then he was not expecting this giant person to also cast the same spell and is held magically.
Do we have any manacles?
Moving up to him and just bringing down the
House.
yes, bringing down the house. Now bring down the bandana away from his face.
Okay. His skin is very marred with scarring.
But still black, with solid black
yes.
underneath. Okay, because what I was checking for was maybe makeup.
Okay.
You know, disguise,
Yeah.
basically.
Smearing with
Across
the
the front of his face right here are 3 slash marks that looks like something clawed his face. His eyes are glowing a faint purple color.
What the hell happened to your face, mate?
Yeah, did I not tell y'all that there were drow involved in all this?
Yeah.
Drow are extinct.
No, they aren't. We thought that too.
He looks pretty alive to me, mate.
A drow Banite.
We need to take him back to the Duchess.
How do you look at that then?
Really? No kidding.
It's
Yes.
a messed up elf.
Who's a drow?
Ooh.
Why is he?
Um,
Why is he dark?
going outside, summoning guards.
It kind of looks like an elf.
Okay. It doesn't take long for you to get a guard's attention.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcon's Rest is pretty close to the palace, so yeah, a couple of guards come running over. The guys that are inside, the hunters, are just like, they're still holding their weapons drawn on him, and they're just like, what's going on here?
Who ordered their elf well done?
Like, they're looking around going, what the hell is happening here? But they're not going to question it. They're holding this guy because he looks bad, and they know that that's the symbol of Bane.
Well, they don't have to hold him too much because I'm just sitting there going.
Right.
Alright, we're gonna follow the guards back, and
yeah.
on the way out, I drop some gold on the bar and buy a round for everybody that in the bar.
For everyone in the bar,
Well, the ones
Okay.
the ones that were helping us.
they're like, oh, thank you, lady.
Having one of those.
Yeah, I'm good.
Damn, you guys. Alright, well, they're drinking. I'm going back to the castle.
The drow's eyes are just darting back and forth like he's trying really hard to figure out how the fuck to get out of this situation.
Yeah, in addition to the hold person, I'm going to request that they manacle this drow.
I can cast sleep on him.
No, we want to talk to him.
Now is not the time for John.
You're gonna cast sleep? Yeah.
No, we need
I
him.
somehow disbelieve this.
We need him
the-
verbal.
It's like the Moonshade adventure from Gen Con. The freaking
The hammer, the spell book.
the spell book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, you two, good eye.
Yeah.
Good eye for seeing this guy.
You're welcome, and thank you for the compliment.
I'm literally just taunting the drow.
Poke, poke, poke.
He's an irregular sort of an arsehole, isn't he?
Oh, we got you now, don't we? I don't know what you did, but they really don't like you.
Oh, that's because we're raging racist. But I'm only against the drow.
Okay.
Did someone scare him?
know. Maybe he's really old.
Light as a sheet. He's manacled.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop the spell.
Yeah, the guards have him manacled. They're very upset to see him, rightfully so, since his whole army was just wiped out. One of the guards says, "He must just be a straggler. We'll get him taken care of."
I'm
We'll be
following.
coming with you.
Yeah,
Thank
we're-
you very much for your service. I'll be right behind you. I'm just gonna finish off my drinking.
As you guys are looking around the inn that you guys are in, it's like a hunter's inn, like a hunting lodge.
Yeah.
Lots of mounted trophies and
Yes.
I'm pointing at the biggest, furriest mounted thing in the room. And
Which
being,
might be a bugbear.
hey, Xander, is that your cousin?
No.
I was waiting for you.
Oh,
it's not like a bugbear.
Jeff.
Poor Jeff.
It's like
Robert.
animals and monsters.
Well, according to the Duchess, we're monsters, apparently. So, you know.
You are.
What?
That is...
They come out of the monsters manual, so literally.
That is slander, sir. Slander.
How dare you?
So we're going back to the castle.
Okay. Are you all going?
Drinking my drink and then going.
Yeah,
Okay.
I drink mine and go
Free
with it.
drink.
How
Yes.
fast can y'all down
Chug,
one?
chug, chug, boom.
Alright, so you get back and the Duchess is busy hanging ribbons in the dining hall and humming to herself. She's standing on a table. She doesn't have her shoes on and she's kind of tying a bow up here.
I want you to
Like
kind
on
of
a
walk
pillar.
in holding the manacle so that his arms are bent and
Are we
awkward
sure
and
this is still a real thing?
chuck him down in front.
This actually looks normal. for her.
Okay.
Coming up to her, Your Grace.
Oh,
See, that's why I shout things from
so
across the
soon
room.
you've returned.
Well, I got waylaid and showing the guards with the drowning toe.
Her eyes get really big and like all of the color drains from her face.
As
And
soon as she
starts
looks
to like
as soon as she
wobble
looks
like she's
over, I
about
just
to
punch him in the
faint.
face.
grabbing a hold of her
Yeah,
arms.
I'm on the other
Yeah.
side catching her up, and I'm like,
and she just goes, "Oh no, not again," and just passes out.
Has she been sampling
I
that
like
wine?
her, but I'm not so sure she's going to be a lot of help.
Has she been sampling that wine? I told her to wait for me.
Is there any other castle staff type people around?
Yeah, and it's like,
Well, yeah, like
But aside from guards.
her Ivy Guard are there. With
Well,
her.
like, I'm talking like maidens or,
Yeah.
okay. I'm going to get one of them to come over.
Mhm. They're like,
and-
"Oh yes, we've got this." They pull the smelling
I think
salts
they're
out.
used to
And
this.
they wake her up with the smelling salts, and she goes, "Oh, whew. For a second there, I thought I saw a drow."
You did, ma'am. Please. Hang on. We caught him sneaking around outside.
Must be a straggler from the army.
I'm hoping so, but somehow I doubt it.
Shake him and ask him what his name is.
Oi!
All
What's
right,
your
well,
name?
take him to the dungeon, to the prison. Interrogate him. Find out
What
what he
is your
knows.
Could
name?
you send for the sword captain for me?
Like they start speaking
Sword
in some
Captain
language you don't
Myseri?
speak, so you
Yes,
just talk
please.
louder.
I can try, but he's very busy.
I know, but if he knows that
It's
we
like
have a
a
drow
cue ball
prisoner, he
hitting
will
Molly
probably
to
want
get
to be
good enough
in
English
on
out
the
of him.
interrogation.
You are likely right. We'll send word for him.
Okay.
You've never heard that.
Do you have a
Coleman.
special cell that was magically protected so that this guy can't have less chance of escaping?
Not that's still standing, no.
We can just beat the tar out of him right here.
We need to get information first.
Please, not in the dining room. Please take him to the cell. Just take him down. Get him out of sight.
Take him down
Yourselves.
to the cells.
She,
Alright.
you hear that, Zetter? She's got an appropriate place to beat the shit out of people.
No.
Doesn't everybody?
Yes.
For me, it's just about anywhere, really.
Let's take him down to the cells and talk to him.
Punch!
Grabbing a big handful of whatever cloth is on his back, like I'm
Have
getting him
a
by the scruff.
polite conversation.
Like everybody's trying to grab this guy and
Yeah.
carry him
I'm
all
like-
at once.
I'm not grabbing him, I'm punching him.
Make that an urgent request for the sword captain.
Very well.
What's your name?
People start running, grabbing parchment for her and coming back and all that. So you guys take him down. One of the guards leads you down to the cells. They're blessedly empty. But there's a large cell that all of you can fit in.
Oh boy.
And it's got like chained manacles hanging from the walls and stuff in it.
Yeah, we need to
Well, that takes all the fun out of
restrain
it.
him.
Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm a dark elf.
Don't rattle.
I'm
his,
all
He's just
gruff
kind of
and don't
rolling
like to
his
talk to
eyes.
people.
Like,
don't rattle his brains too much, please.
I want to hang him up.
Excuse me. You're gonna hang him up?
Like hang him up on a hook or something.
I
They have a ring, I'm sure, that you can run the manacles through and then link
Yes.
on the other side. That's what I'm talking about.
So he hangs from the manacles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you're hanging him up on the wall. Like a painting.
Yep. And then I'm gonna say politely before I go into the hole.
Mhm.
You see me and that big one right there. We're gonna pummel the piss out of you unless you tell us what you know. What's your name? Let's start there. Something easy. What is your name?
He just looks at you and has kind of a smirk on his face.
Okay. Right. So, do you understand me? Can you at least nod if you understand me, but you're just willing to speak to me?
Just stares at you.
They're notoriously uncommunicative.
I'm gonna try Goblin.
Do you understand?
I forget what language I speak.
In common, I say, I bet if you yank on his tudger a little bit, he might understand you.
Oh, no.
Just give it a good old squeeze.
He is not showing any signs of comprehension of what's happening. He's just smirking like, do whatever you want.
How would you send a spy that can't understand?
I think you can understand this one.
Any of the others we've ever tried to question
Sure.
have been
I'm going to begin
arrogantly
playing
in uninformed.
Light
They don't care
tune.
what we do.
Okay.
on my panpipe. And as I do so, I will be casting the spell Phantasmal Force.
Oh. That's a thing I have to look up.
It's a fun one.
Anytime we've tried to question any others, they just have been smug like this and not told us anything.
Okay, you craft an illusion that takes root in the mind of a creature you can see within range. The target must make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, you create a phantasmal object, creature, or other visible phenomenon of your choice that is no larger than a 10-foot cube and is perceivable only to the target. Has no effect on undead or constructs. Wow. Okay, so whatever this phantasm that you're creating, if he fails his intelligence save, he believes 100% that it is real and acts as though it is.
Is a saving throw an ability check?
No. Saving throws are ability checks for your skills.
Okay.
Alright,
Before
so,
you make your roll, I just curious. Cutting works.
So, like, if they're making an insight check or anything else like that.
Mm-hmm. But not. I couldn't do
But not
this
a saving
before.
throw.
Okay. Go ahead.
What's the
15.
DC? 16 on the die.
What is it with you in
What are you casting again?
a Phantasmal Force?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what it is with me and this die. This die likes me.
I'm gonna cast Fist to the Gut. That's a natural 20.
A natural 20, so critical damage. Okay.
Which I don't have the brawler feat, so it's just 2.
1 plus strength mod.
So it's 2, because double it. So 2 plus my strength mod, which is not insignificant. So 5 points of damage to the solar plexus.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, he goes,
Oh, look, he makes noises.
and like throws up blood.
And then I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Let's just.
He gets his 5 health back. I pat his cheek. Now, you can go like this. I take a little bit of a rest. I come back and I continue this. Or you can start speaking. I know you understand me. You're the count of 5. 1, 2.
Nothing you can do is worse than what he will do.
Oh,
Who's he?
what is his name? 1, 2, 3.
The Raven.
Good job. Because you know what? I don't think hitting you in the stomach's going to be quite as convincing as what I was going to do. So, the Raven, you said.
I'm gonna throw off my cloak so that my smoldering armor, like, goes full effect. Glowing red eyes. I'm gonna step up to him hanging on the wall.
What about me? Is anything I can do worse?
I've seen you tear a man's leg off. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. No?
While they're doing this, I'm going to continue to cast this one more
In character,
time.
right,
So,
wonderful.
Phantasmal Force.
Okay. What are you phantasmaling?
Phantasmal?
Well, after that, I'm going to make the room seem darker with eyes from the darkness, like Raven's eyes. If he uses the name Raven, there has to be some sort of connotation with the bird itself. Sounds of Raven's calls and whatnot.
He starts to laugh.
I think he's losing his mind.
Where is he at? Where can we find him?
Of course, this also does, damage to him as it's...
Oh, it does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Each round on your turn, the phantasm deals 1d6 psychic damage. Okay, so roll me a d6.
I'm going to go ahead and take my head wrap off, and for the first time,
6 damage.
6 damage. Okay, he starts
Nice.
screaming.
for
No! No!
You tell me where he's at and we'll make it go away.
No! Yeah! No! And he just starts screaming. Like, if he could grab his head, he would be grabbing his head and rocking.
Adding in words to the illusion. You have failed.
Just kill me. Kill me!
Oh no, love. Not yet, we're not.
I shall lead
He starts
them
weeping.
to their tender mercies.
No! Just kill me!
That's messed up. I see him. Where's my card?
Another 1 damage.
Yeah, we're just kind of sitting here seeing this happen, right? We don't see what
Yeah.
he's doing.
You don't see anything.
Sarah, just for note, I'm intentionally focusing on the way he speaks, so that I can mimic it.
Actor?
Master of Intrigue. Master.
Nice.
He begins throwing up blood again.
Oi,
You
look now.
Just kill me.
Touch. 6 points back.
Okay.
Not yet, you're not, love.
He's got a lot of blood in him.
Let's have a lot of blood outside of him.
And he's just kind of like,
What are you doing to him?
Just playing some music here.
That bullshit.
This is the price of failure.
just kill me.
No. Why were you following us?
Just kill me.
Why were you following us?
I wasn't following you.
What are you doing? Trying to hide and get out of the city?
No.
Why were you here?
Ice cream truck.
Ice cream truck.
I perk up.
Anybody want to go chase?
I wonder if
down
it can
the
be
ice
heard
cream
on
truck?
stream.
Why were you here in the city?
I don't have anybody.
I was sent to collect something.
What was it you were sent to collect?
A woman.
Was it a woman that was lost in the Shadowfell for some time?
No.
Who were you here to collect?
I don't know who she is.
You have a name then?
Jessa Imbro.
And you were here to collect the Duchess Jessa Ember. Oh, that's funny.
He keeps wanting her back. We've rescued her 3 times now.
Why?
For the Raven.
Yeah, right. Why does he want her?
I don't know. I just do what I'm told.
Can you take us to him?
No.
Now, was he just supposed to know you had her whenever you had her?
I was supposed to deliver her to the tower.
Oh, to the tower.
Which tower?
What
I
tower?
tell you, will you kill me?
Eventually. Maybe.
Which tower?
Ow. That probably came through the mic really well.
Yeah, that peeked into the red on the mic. That was
He looks rather impatient.
Will you kill me?
I think that's supposed to be a yes.
Are these things still...
Yeah, I haven't
Fine.
stopped playing. So
Roll again.
Just 2.
Oh! Just kill me.
Magical energy circling my hand, ready to cast Cure Wounds again. This is fucked up for me.
Which tower?
It's the Dark Tower.
Stop it. Stop it. My brain went there too. Is your name Roland?
Where?
Roland Deschain.
Darkhold Tower.
Where's the Dark Old Tower?
It's in the mountains.
You know, if you gave us more information upon each and every question, it wouldn't hurt so damn bad, and I wouldn't have to keep casting Cure Wounds, or whatever the fuck he's doing to you. So, instead of going, 1 word, I ask you a question, 1 word, I ask you a question. Why don't you try to give me multiple words, or at least something that isn't monosyllabic? Is that the word I'm thinking of? Monosyllabic.
Yeah, it's close enough.
That is a word, yes.
Alright. So, we're going to try this again.
Darkhold is in the storm horns to the south of the King's Forest.
See there, that's what I'm talking about. You just give us all the answers that we needed here in one go. Alright, cool. So we're going to kill him.
2 more damage.
Oh!
Yeah, I think Malia might know with some more information about it. She's from around
Do
here.
I think he's telling the truth?
I don't know.
Yeah, insight checks.
Oh!
Is that a thing? Can we roll that?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Insight, whatnot.
Ooh,
That's a
insight.
What are we doing? Insight?
25 for me.
22 for me.
18.
Natural 20.
Hey, natural 20.
He appears
On a skill
natural
roll.
20?
Uh-huh.
Yay!
On skill roll.
On skill roll.
Yeah, buddy.
Skill roll.
That's going to be good for me because all I am is skills.
That's fair. That's fair.
He appears to be telling the truth. He is terrified.
Whatever you're doing to him, can you drop it?
I stopped playing.
Okay.
And it goes
And-
away.
I promise you this. We're going to give you the sweet release that you asked for.
Never mind, that wouldn't be a joke my character would play.
You're not that kind of bard.
We're going to give you the sweet release you've asked for. The embrace of death. The question is,
Has Storm Sword Captain showed up yet?
No.
Man, she really railroaded your roleplay there.
So no, I just asked a question.
but I promise you right now, as I pat his cheek and heal him for 8 more points of so. But it ain't gonna be right now. And I turn and leave. You promised me! Yeah.
But you did not set a time. Next time, be more specific about your death wishes.
Details.
Next time, be more specific about your death wishes.
Right. I mean, he has a point.
So you're just gonna leave him in the cell?
Yeah. Locking the door. I mean,
Yeah, everybody.
if you want to talk to the sword captain, I mean, I'm still
I'm
down
gonna
with
Sword
that.
Captain have him, but
The guard will stay and,
Yeah.
and keep watch on him, obviously.
Was there anything you wanted to like pass along to the sword captain?
oh, I figure we'll catch up to him, and I'm gonna
All right.
update him.
I'm going to find the nearest general store or place where I can buy supplies and stuff like that.
Are you guys taking his stuff? Or are you
I mean, yeah.
leaving
Well, I
his
mean,
stuff?
we would assume that we would have disarmed him and taken all his stuff when captured.
I'm
Well,
taking
nobody said so.
all
Well.
of
so-
his goodies with
I didn't
him.
know fruit or anything, but we're assuming he's.
Yeah, I'm
hanging
leaving
on.
him in his small cloths.
Okay.
And that's only out of decency.
He's got one red bandana down there.
Yeah.
The one he was wearing on his face.
Oh, no. Anyways,
Okay.
I'm preparing to take a journey.
Who has his stuff, and is anyone looking through it?
Who has his stuff?
I'm gonna get one of the bandanas, so yeah, I'll look.
That sounds like a Marlia thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm treasurer over here, so.
Going through his bags, you find a small journal and 3 vials of black liquid in syringes.
We ever.
Okay.
Anything else?
He had a dagger
Mm-hmm.
and his normal clothes.
I just leave the clothes outside the cell with the guard.
Apparently, we're preparing to go to this.
I don't know what you guys are doing. I'm preparing.
So looking through the journal,
Why did we chase down a black elf?
there are maps and details of Princess
Probably the bad
Duchess's
guys.
movements over the last
He's a
week.
Bane-Knight.
Yeah.
Like he's been watching her, waiting for the perfect opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And there are notes of him, like, where he's been adding something to her night teas. And he's watching for a reaction.
Does it say
What it is?
any details what he's adding?
No, but in examining the 3 vials, one of them is half empty.
Do we know which Jessa he was watching?
The other one's not. She's already been sent home.
How long ago was that, though?
No, she didn't even identify. She didn't look like or identify as Jessa Ingram anymore.
Yeah, how long ago was that, though?
Like
That
a
was
week
like
ago.
yesterday.
How long ago was the journal entry?
Oh, the journal entries have been going on for a little over 2 weeks.
Okay, so with that in mind, I know I'm not there, but with the entries.
Or a week, sorry. About
Okay,
the
so
time,
the entries coincide with the other Jessa.
Yeah, it's obvious
been
that he's
gone.
talking about the real Jessa.
Okay.
It's a real Duchess.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
So here's the situation. The people of Arabelle are being besieged by what is supposed to be a dead race known as the Drow. Apparently, these dark elves aren't dead. We just sold one. That's what that was. Some sort of magical make you sick potion or something like that. Some of this lot have found a cure for. I wasn't there for that, so unfortunately I don't know much about it. Now, what we found out is the fella that this guy's working for is in this tower in these mountains, and I was thinking that instead of sitting around here being kind of bored, maybe we take the fight to him. And even if you're not paid directly by the Duchess, at least there might be something worth keeping there.
Well, what I'm hearing here is that there's some asshole in a tower poisoning people.
Sort of, yeah.
And last time I checked, people don't like being poisoned. So
That's very true. They
Just
tend to
saying.
frown upon that sort of thing.
right.
Unless it's our campaign and you're trying to build a resistance over time.
Yeah. I knew a couple of people that tried that. It didn't
And
work.
they keep coming after the Duchess, so she's gonna be grateful if we can stop his ass.
So, see what I'm saying? Is that instead of asking money, it's an indirect. It's sort of an indirect. Not to mention.
You're assuming, though. You're making a lot of assumptions.
Oh, come on, people always pay for such a thing.
And we
Hey,
do
Marley.
have.
And he might
Yes.
have something on it that he might want to keep.
In his notes, it took weeks to get here from the Darkhold Tower.
Okay.
So, anyways, I'm gearing up for it.
Awesome.
Buying MREs.
So, pulling out maps and looking at like regional maps and things like that throughout, like, because it would be very easy for you to get a hold of maps of the area. Looking at where the Stormhorns are in relation to Arabelle, you're looking at about 10 to 15 days travel.
Any stops on the way?
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of little cities in between.
Alright, so we just need enough to get from one place to the
Yeah,
next.
supplies aren't a huge issue.
Mm-hmm.
Also, for you two, we do have an agreement with the city where she originally hired my adventuring group to solve some of this going on,
The missing people.
the missing people, and what it has just ballooned. So if you join up to help out, there is some pay there.
But hey, listen, you got me. I'm not arguing with you.
Well,
I hear gold chingling. Let's get a move on.
All right.
We got horses.
But right before we leave, we need to go to a bar and turn in a note.
Well,
There's
maybe
your
it's not a
supper.
good idea to leave in the afternoon like this.
Yeah.
We can leave in the morning. Go get yourself a meal.
Yeah.
You go tear up half the pantry.
I just want to see Xander eat, really.
I have to go cook in the morning.
That's right. You do have to go cook in the morning.
The party's tomorrow.
We can. We stick
Sarah, I
around
just
for another
messaged you
another day.
I did hear free food.
Well, you stick around for another day. We got this information. That bloke's not going anywhere for a while.
I would like the opportunity to.
What's a little
research
poisoning
this.
gonna do
Yeah,
to
he's
anybody?
still gotta go to his magic
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and buy the goods that I've picked up. They'll hold for a day or so. All right. Then let's go eat.
Yes.
All right. Well, now we're definitely going back to the hell, the tavern.
Okay, so you guys go back to High Moon Inn.
And
Or
you're going
the
back.
Falcon's Rest. Which inn?
The one that he had the.
Oh, okay, so High Moon Inn.
And I'm going to the Mage Tower. Continuing my progress that I was going to be making before that.
Okay. Alright, you guys go to the inn. It's calmed down pretty well. A lot of people are out moving towards the palace to kind of help prep for the party. High Moon Inn is where a lot of the guards hang out and where a lot of the nobles hang out. So
Do y'all have a room? Do y'all have a place to stay?
I'm going to.
Oh, I'm going.
I'm going to.
I'm going.
The first thing I do
Go ahead.
is I pull up a chair somewhere and anybody want to play any dice?
Oh Lord.
yeah, you get a few people that come up and it doesn't take very long and you have a table of about 6 people.
I'm gonna be at a separate table by myself.
No.
Okay.
Plates of food.
I need the whole table.
For the food.
I'm trying to find someone to
It's
turn
like-
in this note to.
It's like me walking in
Okay.
and not
Yeah,
eating
the
buffet.
innkeeper or a servant, any of them. What is this, sir?
Here's a note.
I see that, but who's it for?
Please read it.
It's for me.
It's for you.
Nobody's ever given me a note before. Oh! It's got the Duchess's seal. Are you sure this is for me?
It's for you.
I feel like I'm going to get in trouble if I break this seal. Are you sure it's for me?
Is this the high moon?
Yes.
It's for you.
Are you sure it's not for my lady, the owner?
Maybe.
I'll give it to her.
Okay.
And she kind of goes away looking at it like, what?
A bugbear
A
with a
bugbear
letter
just gave
sealed
her
by
a
the
note from
Duchess.
the Duchess. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And said it was for her. She's like, what? So you see her talking to the owner, and the owner's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, but over there, but the horns said it was for me. It's from the Duchess. And she takes it and goes, if it's from the Duchess, why would it be for you, girl? Get in the back. She kind of shoos her away and rips open the note. Who is Xander?
I am.
And Rezik.
That's me. I'm not even paying. I'm getting my dice out.
Over here.
Well, go ahead and order. You get a meal on the house.
One of everything.
Xander, you can have mine.
Do I order with you?
If it's coming from the Duchess, I suppose it'll be to me.
Do you have a pig?
We've some pork, yes.
I would like to start with a pig and 4 grouse. Do you have grouse?
What you heard was, "Do you have some pig?" Well, I want to make sure there's no miscommunication. What I said was, "Do you have a pig?"
A singular,
For
solitary.
grouse. Grouse must be cooked with rosemary, not the basil.
Not
If
to
you
be
have
so-
potatoes, I would like you to bring me a
Potatoes.
pound of potatoes. If you do not have potatoes, I can supply some.
This is. The note says a free meal, not the free storehouse.
I am very hungry.
A meal.
After the grouse, I will take the pig, and after the pig, we can talk about the entree.
The entree.
Yeah, these are
That's not the
antipodes.
main course.
What else do you have?
Well, that about does it, doesn't it?
Do you have any stew?
Yes.
I would take some stew.
I just imagine them
Before
bringing-
or after the grouse, it's fine.
I imagine they bring him all of this food, but yet he eats the stew daintily. It's the smallest bowl that he can find.
It's like we have our own Carl.
Okay.
You want mustard with
A
that?
series of books.
After-
called,
And she looks at the note,
Misadventures
and she looks
by
at you.
Robert
and she
After
looks
the
at
pig,
Robert
I may be full,
In there,
but
it's
we
like-
can
it's
talk.
a troll. You know, called Big Crush.
Very well, my
But
lady's
he actually speaks
wishes.
in a British accent and is, super
She runs off into the
intelligent,
kitchen and
so-
starts rustling people, and everyone's like, you hear from the kitchen, "Oh, pig!"
Yeah, can I pop my head in around? Because I know I'm in the tavern. With
Yeah.
you. Can I pop my head in around? I want to signal to the lady who is in distress.
While this is going on, Sarah, I'm getting my charlatan's die out.
Okay.
I motion her over, and I take out a satchel and jingle it, and then I turn her hand over and dump 15 gold in it.
Bless you.
I've been on a battlefield with him, and I've seen what he can do to a larder. You look like you might need that.
Bless you. Do you need a place to stay, dear?
Yes.
You're welcome here anytime.
I'll have a bit of the stew. Give me mutton. I don't want you to hold like half a lamb. Just a little bit. I don't eat like he does.
Yes, we can arrange that.
You're the same size, so I know that has a.
Yeah, her eyes got really big for a second. She was like, "Oh shit."
I
There
don't
we
want
go.
I don't eat the same amount that he does. I'll be at the same table though. And I'm gonna go and retreat and sit
Alright.
down opposite of you at the table with like a little space cleared out for myself.
And you hear another voice in the back saying, "Rosemary? Why is he wanting with rosemary? Grouse is good with basil."
Ugh.
Not really.
Peasants.
Disgusting.
Pots and pans clinking and clanking.
No, I'm
Okay.
gonna go to an all-you-can-eat
Marlia,
buffet.
where are you going with?
I'm kind of watching that, and I'm just backing back out of the tavern and going to make sure all our gear, or what we'll need for the travels, like a wagon or the horses or
Can
what
you
we have,
bring
what my group
the
has left.
stew in a mug?
This is gross. A stein.
Damien, do y'all have horses?
I'm just picturing this like tiny little teacup, but to normal people, it's a
I
regular
don't know
size
if you can
mug.
ride a horse.
This
A
is
war
true.
horse would be
A
fine.
war horse. Yeah, maybe.
You get to the mage's school.
Okay.
I'll get a wagon.
There's a couple of students milling about, but it's pretty quiet. It's after hours.
Tapping a student on the shoulder.
Yes, sir. Can I help you?
Yes, I need someone in charge of your library.
Oh, yes. Yes. You will be wanting Professor Thompson.
And he would be, or she.
She's inside.
And
Going inside. So you get inside to the library. There is a woman sitting at a table. She's got several different spell components on a table here, and a couple of books open, and she's making some notes. Her hair is like crazy wild curls just everywhere. Like, think Merida, but like a brunette, not a redhead. And she's wearing fine robes and has a pair of spectacles on the end of her nose as she's writing. And when you walk in, she says, "Yes, Mr. Coquin, I've been expecting you."
I need all notations on the three towers. Anything on the spheres. Damn it,
Mythalar.
Mythalar.
When you
And-
say that, she drops her pencil. And what would you be needing information on Mythalar for?
It has to do with the investigation that I'm doing for the Duchess.
It's a very strange subject of study.
But it is part of the mystery that is surrounding certain aspects of what's been going on lately, including the war.
That's troubling.
No doubt.
Very well, and she leads you to a back room where there are some very old, dusty tomes. And she kind of starts heaving them off of the shelves, and there's this massive stack of books that gets set out on a shelf. If you want information about the Mythalar, start with these.
Thank you. Keep it coming.
So it's going to take a long time to get through them. A lot of them are just histories of, like, the Empire of Netheril and you find in the documentation a... Where is my browser tab? I had a browser tab open. You find a couple of names of very prominent notability in regards to Mythalar specifically. One of them is... Where's the name? Eolam.
Who? What?
Bless you.
Created the Mythalar to allow arcanists to create magical items without draining their life force.
Does it say anything about Eolam? Race, description, origins?
He was an archwizard.
Arcanist. Race Arcanist.
Human, male. Lich.
I knew a lich had to be involved somewhere. There's always a lich.
Paranoid about those liches, aren't you?
We're dealing with magic.
I smell magic. There's a lich nearby.
Mm-hmm.
He is referred to as the father of Netheril.
Oh. So he probably is a lich. I totally am on board with you on that one.
He is not listed as evil. So that's good.
No, I think that would probably just be assumed by most people, especially at this point in time. Whether or not it was documented that he was a good person or a bad person.
Are you a good witch or a bad witch? I want a sandwich.
Yes.
There's a lot of information in here. It's going to take probably the rest of the night and part of the morning for you to get even just a cursory understanding of what happened. But there is mention of something called Karsus's Folly.
Karsus's Folly?
Yes. Karsus apostrophe
Whoa.
S.
Say that again.
Karsus apostrophe S.
Folly.
Yeah, Karsus's fault. That's a thing. It's a big old thing.
It is an event that resulted in the fall of the Netheril Empire.
They change into
However,
And a lot of other things.
yeah.
Something called the Shadow Enclave survived by going into the Plane of Shadow.
The plane of shadows.
Okay.
That's shallow.
I know, but it's funnier.
Is it, Carl? Is it really?
The Karsus's Folly thing destroyed most of the Mythalar. The last known Mythalar was destroyed when Fulton Thar crashed into Mithranor. Alright, so there's more information that you can gain through all of this. I'll get it all to you before the next game in downtime, which is the first time since we started playing this game that you guys have had any significant amount of downtime.
Yay!
Yay!
Half of us had to die to get there.
Yeah.
Well, if you count the first party, Carl, it's like the entire party and a half.
Jeez.
We had to lose everyone twice.
While this is going on, Sarah, I'm using my
Do you want
charlatan
that
sky
I
to
probably
just
will.
fleece as much money out of people as possible.
We're not gonna have a El Dorado scene at the very beginning. These dice are loaded. You gave me loaded dice.
What is your
You
class?
managed to swindle
rogue.
56 gold out of it.
A rogue fighter.
So we literally have a rogue and a bard. Yeah, we're El Dorado at this point in time.
Eldorado.
I want to see them doing the banjo thing.
Alright, at this point, you guys have some downtime. We're
write
gonna
that
go
56
ahead
gold
and end our game here for today.
I have my paper.
Yay!
You guys have gotten some new information, getting ready for the party that's coming up. Our next game, we will begin game with the following morning
Dust party.
and the party, and getting ready to travel towards Darkhold.
Oh, and I have to do cooking.
Yes, you have some cooking to do in the morning.
Yes,
Young man.
have some cooking to
But
do.
since it is unclear when we are gaming, make things
Right. So October is going to be
Yeah,
a
we
very
need to
strange month for us. I have a lot going on in October. I have a couple of conventions that I'm going to be vending at, and we'll be out of town for some of the weekends. Carl and I, our 1-year wedding anniversary is in October, and we're planning to go out of town for that as well.
Y'all got married?
Well, you should know you were the officiant.
Act like you weren't there. In the
So-
front.
When did this happen? I don't approve. That's a lie. You already know that.
Howdy face.
You made Sarah very sad.
Yeah, it makes me sad. I don't know why you don't approve.
October is going to be stupid busy. We actually have some annual events that we do every year that we're skipping this year because of conflicts.
Right.
It's going to be crazy busy.
So there is a possibility that we may be streaming next weekend, but the possibility is very slim. So we will be back again in 2 weeks on the 6th, provided we don't have a conflict with that. If there is a conflict with the date of the 6th, it will be the 27th of October before our next Dark Tidings game. So there is a possibility of a 6-week break for the game at this point. I will try to keep everyone apprised on the Discord channel of things that are coming up and when the next stream will be. Please do follow me on Instagram, on Twitter as well. I'm going to go ahead and post my Twitter handle. That is my Twitter handle in the chat. If you want to follow me on Twitter, updates for the stream will be there. The Discord server is where I'll be posting the most updates, though. So if you want to join the Discord server, we do have several different channels in there for Dark Tidings and for various other things.
Other announcements. We have Heath is running a one-shot as part of Nerdsmith for a big Descent into Avernus called Nine Hells of a Good Time.
Yes, that'll be on We Are
You
Nerdsmith.
guys been practicing that?
No. So Heath will be running one of those games, and then Sarah and I will be participating in another one of those games. What day is yours?
October the 3rd, I have the second game, and it's called Aggressive Negotiations. Be prepared to pay the cost, no matter the price. So that will be on October the 3rd. I have the privilege of being able to, or having run with me, the fellows from Perception Studio, Perception Check specifically, which is Chunk, Cucumber, and their DM Ryan. So I am playing with Felted Friends, and for those of you who are not in the know, that is Muppets. That's right. 2 of my players are going to be Muppets. And then I've got Logan Bryce, who is the director of Nerdsmith, who's going to be my other player. And so I'm looking forward to it.
Hammer.
And we will, they'll be, again, October the 3rd, which is a Thursday. So for those of you who play live with me, no Thursday game that night. So on top of that, can I go ahead and talk about the other thing that we're doing?
Well, hold on. I want to segue into that because on the 21st of October, Carl and I are also going to be playing in that same round of games in the Nine Hells of a Good Time. Ours will be on the 21st. So feel free to tune in. Let me go ahead and give you guys the shout-out command for We Are Nerdsmith.
So Nerdsmith is doing something really amazing for the launch of the Descent into Avernus. They're doing, I think it's 12
games.
12 one-shot games, all with different DMs and different players that are all connected.
Yeah, they're all linked together in some form and fashion.
And the last game, I think, is being run by Kyle.
Yes, Kyle Gold.
Kyle Gold, one of my favorite Canadians. One of my favorite DMs right now.
He just happens to be Canadian.
Yes, he is. He has the task of looping all of the games together, so the things that players do in these Descent into Avernus one-shots will have an impact on the last game.
Yes. And speaking of Kyle, he is going to be running a game. Carl and I are...
Our Descent into Avernus game that Sarah and I are playing in is called Chicken Run, and it's going to be on Monday, October 21st.
Yes, it'll be on October 21st. speaking of Kyle, he is the DM or story guide for a game that Carl and I are going to be playing in on the Onyx Path official page. That starts October 1st and will run for 12 weeks every Tuesday night from 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Central Time. And that is called Community Service. It's going to be an Aberrant game. For those of you who don't know anything about Aberrant, it is a superpowers game. Like, we're going to be superheroes. Our characters we have created currently don't have any superpowers. And we don't know what superpowers our characters are going to be getting. That's something that we have to learn in-game through roleplay.
It's going to be really exciting.
So it's going to be really interesting. That starts on October 1st.
It's going to be very roleplay and character background
and
driven.
there is the information for the Onyx Path where that will be happening. And then...
Starting Wednesday, October the 30th, join me along with Carl and 3 others. Because I can't do math.
Okay.
Carl and 3 others, Rev, Nix, and Colin, as we will be running Obscurum, which is a City of Mist, which is a superpower game. But it is a late 40s, 50s crime noir adventure. Very narrative driven. Like, if I'm not mistaken, all the dice rolls are done by the players, so I'm just going to sit back and just do voices and be goofy. So a normal day for me.
It's a stupid simple system that is very much based on character traits.
Yes. Lots of power tags versus weaknesses and things like that. It is going to be run anthology style, so that means it'll be 12, we're looking at between 12 to 16 episodes, taking breaks. We were going to start it earlier, but somebody has to go out of the country. So October 30th. And it'll be between 12 to 16 episodes anthology style, so they will be a loose tie-in for all of them. But generally, it is just going to be different adventures each episode or two.
Each Wednesday night.
Yeah, generally, my goal is to have them each Wednesday night, but they may run over. But we'll figure it out. But anyways, that was called Obscurum, and October 30th is our first night for
Game
that.
1.
Game 1.
Session 1.
is that going to be on your channel?
It is going to be on Nerdsmith. Thank you. That is a
Okay.
Nerdsmith production. So that will be We Are Nerdsmith. So twitch.tv/We Are Nerdsmith. Those guys they're fantastic for linking creators, content creators, both players and DMs like myself. They are a huge network and only growing, but give them some love because they're still small in their growth, I guess is the thing to
They're
say.
exciting
Footprint.
people to chat
Yeah,
with.
their footprint,
Yeah.
and they are fantastic to get to know.
They're very exciting people. They're very entertaining.
Yeah. All right, so that will end our stream. I don't think there's any other...
Tomorrow
announcements?
night is episode 8 of the Escorts for Dire Bear Adventuring Company.
Okay, and
Woo!
I just linked Dire Bear GM down here.
So please feel free to tune
So
in
yes, please do tune into
as
that.
we do fun, dumb things.
And
So, although this game, Dark Tidings, may be taking as much as 6 weeks off, we've got a lot of exciting things if you guys want to keep following some of us.
yes, and on our channel here, I will be hosting anytime any of us are playing. I will be making sure to host those streams on my channel so you guys can find those easily. Also, coming up October 18th, 19th, and 20th, I will be in Memphis, Tennessee at Memphis Comic Expo vending my arts. So
Woohoo!
if you are in the Memphis area or inclined to visit the Memphis area, please come check us out. Carl will be with me.
Yeah.
And I've
I'll
got
be her
some
booth
other
babe.
really awesome friends that are going to come up there.
I want to see
And
you in a
I'm-
bikini.
My plan,
I don't.
and I don't know if everyone who's with me is going to agree with this. My plan is to try to run a one-shot D&D game while I am there and stream it.
Ooh, like the Vendors game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
run a one-shot vendors game and stream it. So be on the lookout for that as well. And again, follow us on Discord. And thank you guys so much for watching today. We will see you again soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Good night, guys.